Okay, so after reading Paradise Lost, I still have a few questions about it. And one of them being, even though Adam loved Eve, why in the world did he ever leave her side? He knew that they would be better off and more stronger against the adversary if they stuck together, but they didn't. Eve insisted that they divide and conquer on the labor, and Adam was hesitant at first, but he eventually gave in. To me, it is almost the first bad thing that they do on earth, and it is what leads to the downfall. So, he must have just left her side because he didn't want to argue, and he knew he wouldn't win the argument anyways because Eve would have won. But still, it's kind of crazy that he left her side, which is why the fall happened, kind of. Another question I have is, if Adam never left Eve's side, would Eve have even eaten the fruit? And I don't think she would have, because Adam would have kept Eve strong, and as it said, there is strength in numbers, and Satan would not have been able to whisper in Eve's ear for so long and flatter her, because I think that Adam would have been there to stop it. My last question is that I wonder how hard it was for God to sit there and watch his beautiful creations, Adam and Eve, disobey his orders. Adam and Eve were created by God, and so it only makes sense that he loves them. In fact, I know that he loves them just as he loves us. God told Adam and Eve not to partake of the fruit from a certain tree to test their obedience. It would have been so hard for him to watch Adam and Eve partake of the fruit and disobey his orders because of what he knew would happen to them and because of what he knew would happen in the future. And it would have been so hard for him. It's just like if my dad told me to do something, not to do something, because he knew that it would harm me and he knew it wouldn't be good for me. But then I did it, and he had to sit there and watch me go through it. That just would have been hard for my dad. And so, it must have been so hard for God to sit there and watch Adam and Eve partake of the fruit, even though they were told not to. It's cool. And, my next topic is about heroes. And I truly think that Adam was the real hero. A hero is someone, to me, a hero is someone who is admired for their courage and who has noble qualities in them, in him or her. Throughout the epic, all along, Adam was the one who tried to keep Eve from going astray. He was the one who always had in mind the good things. He always remembered God and the promise that he and Eve made to God, and he tried not to stray from it, even though Eve's temptations were pretty strong. Actually, I wouldn't say temptations, just her ideas for them to do, as in split up. I think that, of course, he always remembered God, and he's innocent, and he's honest, and he's also courageous, which is what a hero needs to have. And although he knew that the fall was going to happen, and that he could not be in paradise anymore, he took the courageous action to eat the fruit as well after Eve did, just to be with his sweetheart. How cute is that? Even though what he did was not the best thing because he disobeyed God, he was still courageous and has qualities about him that are admirable. And for this, I think that Adam is the true hero in Paradise Lost.